Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing on this another glorious sunny afternoon? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you all have had a good day. I hope you're in the best of health. I hope you're being lucky, and I hope you're being the best version of yourself you could possibly be, because I am. Welcome, and it makes you smile from ear to ear, being the best version of yourself. So yeah, for those that are not the best version of themselves, give it a try, and please believe me, it really does work. It makes you smile, and it keeps a smile on your face when you're rolling right in life. Welcome to my channel, guys. Joey Barnett TV. Had a bit of a busy day today, to say the least. As many of my followers know on here, look, I've got well, not quite a big, I have got a very large family. Cousins, uncles, aunts, sisters, all just the normal stuff. But mine is large because my mother had 5 or 6 brothers, and they all had kids. They all had boys and girls, and so that's my cousins, and so we're everywhere. So what I'm saying is I've got quite a big family, guys, and yeah, I'm quite a sought after type of a person nowadays. Whereas years and years ago, even people in my own direct family, I'm not going to mention names, but you know what I'm saying. People in my own direct family wanted to swerve me. Never give up on me, so I can't lie there. They've never give up on me, and they've worried about me all of their lives until one day I made them proud. And that was when I come out in 2010 and started to reform myself and get myself drug free. I thought, do you know what? I've been like this for 40 odd years, and for anything, I owe it to my family. Bruno, can you stop it, please? I can't concentrate. Sorry about that. Bruno loves to be underneath the table, and I love him by my feet. He's my world. But keeps licking his paw. I know they say they clean their face because they then rub their face, but while I'm making a video, it's a little bit irritating. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Yes, as I was saying, now I can make my family proud, and that makes me proud to know that I'm actually making my own family proud. So, guys, it's never too late to reform yourself. As I said, it's never too late to sort your life out, get your life on track, give up addiction, or try and give up addiction. Get yourself onto a program. Stick to your game plan, set yourself targets, set yourself goals, and work towards them. If it's addiction what you've got, then take one day at a time, take step by step, because an addiction is for life. And this is something which, if you're like me, which I have a thing called an addictive personality, it's very hard to conquer and overcome. But yeah, conquer and overcome it, I sure did. And yeah, I give it a left and I give it a good right uppercut, and conquered it and defeated it. So, guys, what I'm going to be talking about next is me when I come out of jail in 2010. Now, as I said, I didn't really have no money, because I know, being an ex-armed robber, people think you had thousands in the bank, and but I didn't. The truth of the matter is when a lot of people come out of jail, unless they've got money in the bank stashed up, and even if I have money in the bank stashed up, you get through a big percentage of that in jail. Don't worry about that. That don't last long. So I'll come out skint. But what I did have in there, what I did have outside, was good ideas, a very good game plan, and I had time on my side. And now, as a reformed person, I thought, right, what am I going to do? Because I'm a jack of all trades, to be totally honest with you. I've been in the building game for most of my life, in and out of it most of my life. I can put my hands to anything. So yeah, I had a choice of things what I could be doing. And 1 minute, stop it, boy. What I decided to do was become a mobile tattooist. Now, I learnt that trade early back in the day in jail, in my early 20s, made up a tattoo. Sorry guys, we have to pause this. So yeah, as I was saying, I learnt the trade many years ago in jail, and I picked this up from someone else. And the guy what I picked it up from, his name was Peter, and he was a lifer. And I'm going to make you laugh, because he wasn't long out of Broadmoor, and they sent him back into Parkhurst where I met him. It'd been like a revolving door for him. 1 minute he was in a nut house, then he went into a prison, then vice versa. But to be honest with you, he was a shit hot tattooist. Very well known, notorious in the system for doing tattoos. And I watched him for a few months. And one day he said to me, "Go on, Joe." He said, "Now it's your turn to have a go on me." And he gave me the tattoo machine, and I've done a tattoo on him. So yeah, that's when I first picked it up, and I knew I had the knack for it because I've got a very, very steady hand. I'm a very artistic type of a person, and everything I do, I throw myself into it 100%. And that means whatever I do in life. It could be working, it could be riding my bike, whatever I do in life, I'll give 100%. So yeah, I picked it up very quickly, and then before I knew it, I had people, inmates, like queuing up at my door during association time to have a tattoo done. And what I was charging back then was tobacco. So I'll do, there's quite a few of my followers actually on my channel what I tattooed back in the day, and yeah, they've still obviously got my tattoos, and they messaged me recently, a guy called Paul Gowans, great guy, and I spent many years with Paul in Whitemoor prison, and I've done a big massive Chelsea from his kneecap right the way down to his ankle. And it was only recently, this was like in 99, 2000 I'd done this to him, and it was only like recently this year I got a message off him out of the blue, and he sent me a picture of the tattoo. So yeah, I actually picked it up, and I become notorious in the system for tattooing. And how I'd make my tattoo machine, it was like this. I'd get a Walkman or a stereo with a tape recorder or a disc drive or anything with a little motor in it. I rip the motor out of it, and I would get a prison toothbrush. I'd pull all the bristles out, and I'd bend the end of the toothbrush over so it's that shape, like an L shape. The motor would sit on top there, and then I'd use a biro pen which run down the shaft of it. So I'd use a biro pen to run down the shaft, and then I would get a guitar string, and it was always a B string off a guitar, and I would sharpen the living fuck out of that. Normally on sandpaper, because we could get sandpaper then for matchstick modelling and things like that. So yeah, I'd sharpen that into a point until it become a needle, and I'd change that string on every single tattoo what I'd done on all the inmates. So I had massive B strings, and every time I'd done it, I'd snap a bit off, and yeah, I'd become notorious at it. So I knew I had that underneath my belt. Now when I come out, as I said to you just early on in the video, that I was wrecking my brains thinking what I was going to do, and what I decided to do was become a mobile tattooist. Now, like in jail, it absolutely went bonkers, and I was working from say 9 in the morning until 11, 12 at night, smashing tattoos out, going around people's houses. I opened up my own art studio in a rented flat, which me and Sam had in Mitcham, Sandy Lane. I've actually still got a website. If you put in Google JBS mobile tattooing, it comes up with my website, and I'll try to take it down, but it's still up, that website. So it's JBS mobile tattooing. Yeah, and that's what I decided to do, mobile tattooing, and I was earning a fortune out of it. What made me stop was I started noticing I was getting very bad headaches, and them headaches were turning into migraines. I went to the doctors, and I told the doctor about my migraines, and he said, "What do you do for a living?" And I said, "I'm a tattooist." He said, "That's why you're getting migraines, because your eye is on the prick of a needle for so many hours during the day is causing you headaches." And I had to knock it on the head, because I was very worried about them headaches turning into other things like aneurysms and brain bleeds and things like that. So I cut my hours down, stopped it a little bit, but yeah, slowly come back out of the game, and eventually stopped it. The last one I've done, which was on my niece, and that was a few years ago, and previously to that, it was on one of my pals, Brad, from Littlehampton. I'd done his son's name right away across his shoulders in big old English writing. I've only recently got rid of my equipment, but I've still got some equipment left over. So, guys, this is how I'm going to end this video. One of the last tattoos that I've done, it was on a lady, and what I'm going to tell you is very hard to believe, but it's the truth. One afternoon, my phone rang, and a very strong accent Irish guy was on the phone. Now, I can understand very strong Northern Ireland accents because my dad's from Northern Ireland. So he said, would you come round and do a tattoo on my mum? I didn't ask him no questions because obviously it's not the thing to do. And I agreed, you know, a few days later to put him in the book and for me to go round to the house. Gone round the house, knocked on the door, very peaceful. But as I walked in the door, I noticed there was about, you know, 5 or 6 human beings in the house. And the son answered the door, the one who rang me up, and he walked me into the front room. And I said, where's your mum? And he said, she's at the other end of the room. I looked up the top end of the room, and she was laying on a bed in the front room. And he went on to tell me that his mum had cancer. She was terminally ill. She only had a matter of days left to live, and that they wanted me to tattoo an Irish flag on her because she was from Ireland, and she was, as I said, this was in England where it happened, where I'd done a tattoo, and they wanted me to tattoo an Irish flag on the lady's arm. And yeah, I just couldn't believe it. It took me by surprise a little bit because she only had, you know, a matter of days left to live. She was very not with it on morphine, you know. At not one stage did she speak to me and smile and talk to me or anything like that. She didn't even open her eyes up. It was like she was in a coma. But I know what cancer's like, and I know what it's like on the last dying, you know, few hours. And I believe she died a few hours later that afternoon after I left. But yeah, you know, they cuddled me, they kissed me, the whole family, they greeted me, you know, they offered me around, you know, after she passed away for a drink with them and bits and pieces like that. But I thought you'd like this little video, guys, because, you know, it was a very nice thing to do because that was the son and all the families, you know, that was their last wish, and that was her last dying wish, to have her flag to represent her country, guys. So I hope you all enjoy my content. Hope you're all having a good day. I might be back at you in a bit. Peace. Cheers.